Hi there, and welcome to part four, the final part of our Releasing Perfection podcast series. It has been so fun for me, so cool for me to hear how you all have been integrating these first three parts in terms of your relationship with yourself, things that have been working for you, things that you've been practicing, reflections, aha moments that you've been having. It's just been so amazing. And today I'm really excited to bring this four-part podcast series to a close. This entire series was created in response to a listener asking, where can I even begin to make a change as a perfectionist? So she was struggling with perfectionism and wanted to know where she could even start, where she could even begin to make a change. And I really felt like this was such a great opportunity to give you a comprehensive guide, step by step, walking you through how do you find your way out of a moment of perfection? How do you release perfectionism? So, if you haven't listened to part one, two, or three yet, I highly recommend that you do that. This series is meant to be listened to in order. So, one first, then two, then three, and now we are here for part four. And I'd really love you to use this as a gentle guide, supporting you in doing some self paced coaching. So, I'm giving you a lot of questions that you can ask yourself, a lot of tools and practices that you can apply in your own life for you to take at your own pace and experience what happens when you do. Today, we are going to be wrapping up the second phase of releasing perfection. So I've shared before, there are three phases: there's shedding, there's exploring, and then the third phase is embodying. And so today we're going to be wrapping up the exploring phase, and we're also going to be talking about the embodiment phase. I am so excited to get to walk you through how to discover, what do you even like? I'm going to help you picture doing it differently, helping you to visualize your authentic self free from perfection. And then we are going to really start doing things differently, taking imperfect action. What does that look like? We're going to be breaking down the anatomy of an imperfect action to give you a framework to really move forward and integrate all of these lessons that you've been learning about yourself. So, when we talk about releasing perfection, releasing this coping mechanism that for so many people truly does feel like a personality, there can be moments of feeling like, wait a second, what do I even like? I don't even really know myself without the pressure to be perfect. The pressure to be perfect has driven my action or inaction for so long. And I've operated from such a place of shoulds and following rules and checking boxes and really thinking about how other people might perceive what I say or what I do or who I am, that I feel really disconnected from myself and my authentic self and what I even like. So, the next step that I want to encourage you to do when we're talking about exploring this second phase is to start listening to the whispers. And we all have those inner whispers. Whispers sometimes sound like, I want, I need, I wish, I don't like that. I wish I was someone who, wouldn't it be nice to? That's oftentimes what those whispers sound like inside. So, I really want to encourage you to start to write down your whispers. What are those things that you are hearing coming from inside, right? That inner voice, that inner knowing, that inner desire that wants something or needs something or wishes for something, maybe doesn't like something. Maybe you hear a whisper say no, or maybe you hear a whisper say yes when you have an opportunity presented to you. And so often those whispers sound like, I wish I was someone who, or wouldn't it be nice to? So we'll use an example perhaps of someone who is struggling with perfection in their relationship with food. They feel like they need to follow all of these rules really perfectly. They're very rigid with food, potentially really restrictive. And for that person, the whispers might sound like, oh, I wish I was someone who could just go to a restaurant and order whatever sounded good on the menu. Or I wish I was someone who could eat a slice of cake at a birthday party and not spend the rest of the night freaking out about it. Wouldn't it be nice to be on a vacation, be traveling, and go to a local coffee shop and buy a pastry and not have it ruin the entire day? Right. So, this is sometimes what those whispers sound like. And I really want to invite you to start to listen because this is your authentic self speaking to you. I want, I need, I wish, I don't like that. No, yes, I wish I was someone who, or wouldn't it be nice to? So, really want to encourage you to start writing those down. And maybe you are going to have a note in your phone, in your notes app, where you jot them all down. Maybe you're going to put it in a journal. You do this however you want to do this, but I cannot stress enough how powerful it can be to start to capture these little whispers. From here, we are going to wrap up the exploring phase, I don't know why I just said little like that. I don't even think I could replicate that if I tried. Doing a little authentic self visualization. So, wherever you are right now, if you're driving, don't close your eyes. But if you're somewhere where you can really relax, where you can get comfortable, maybe you want to soften your gaze, maybe you want to close your eyes if it's safe for you to do so, and if you feel comfortable to do so, I really want to encourage you to do that. Just getting quiet here in this moment, getting present here with yourself, and just taking a couple of breaths here. And beginning to bring awareness to your breath, just starting to notice the inhales in, the exhales out, bringing that awareness to the present moment without any judgment. And when you're ready, we'll begin to deepen your breath here. Inhaling in through your nose, feeling the air fill your lungs, feeling your belly expand, opening your mouth and exhaling slowly and fully out. Feeling that release, that contraction here. Deep inhale in, feeling that expansion. Big, full exhale out, experiencing that release. Let's take one more big, deep inhale in together. And your biggest, fullest exhale out here. Now let your breath come to an organic, natural cadence, inhaling in and out in whatever rhythm it feels best for your body. And here in this calm place within ourselves, I want to invite you to visualize your future self, a future version of yourself who feels fulfilled, a future version of yourself who feels content. Go ahead and visualize that future version of you feeling fulfilled, feeling content. And what do you notice about this version of yourself? First, I want you to look around. Where are you? What do you see when you look around you? Maybe you find yourself in a favorite location that you've visited over and over again throughout the years. Maybe you're somewhere in your imagination you've never been before. Maybe you're in your home, at the beach, in the mountains. Just look around and notice. What do you see? Where are you? Are you alone or are you with someone or multiple people? Noticing that here. What are you doing if you're doing anything? Is there any kind of activity or action that's happening? Now that we have looked around, brought our awareness to everything happening outside of ourselves, everything around us, I want to invite you to look inward. This version of you who is feeling fulfilled, who is feeling content. What does this version of you feel inside? What else does this version of you feel inside? Are there any other words other than fulfilled or content that are coming up for you? What are the thoughts that this version of you is having? Noticing those thoughts here. What are the beliefs that this version of you holds about yourself, about the world around you? And what does this version of you want or need you to know? Be here with this version of yourself, soaking up any wisdom or insight that future you has to offer. And when you're ready, begin to deepen your breath again. Full inhale in, feeling the expansion. Big full exhale out, feeling the release. Getting fully present in your body and opening your eyes whenever you feel ready to do so. And here, with this visualization of your authentic self so clear, so fresh in your mind, I really want to encourage you to write down, what did you notice when you visualized your authentic self? What did you notice? How does this version of you speak to yourself? How does this version of you spend your time? How does this version of you dress? How does this version care for yourself? How does this version of you move your body? How does this version of you nourish yourself? What does this version of you believe? What does this version of you value? What does this version of you prioritize? And what does this version of you enjoy? Write it all down. Anything else that you notice during your visualization, jot that down as well. with this fresh in your mind, knowing that you can always, always, always revisit that authentic self visualization, that version of you that feels fulfilled and content and so safe to be yourself. And with that version of you visualized and in mind, we are going to shift to the final of the three phases. And that is integration, right? We are going to start to embody this. We are going to start to do things differently, to take imperfect action based on your whisper list, based on your imperfect, authentic self visualization. I want to really encourage you to jot down those things, right? The whispers, what you saw in that visualization. And of course, from a previous episode, looking at that craving trifecta, right? All of this information about yourself that you have uncovered, that you have discovered during this phase where you are really exploring. Take that information and use that as you look forward to start doing things differently, to take imperfect action. And this is where I'm going to share with you the anatomy of an imperfect action. This is something that you can revisit over and over and over again anytime that you are attempting to take a new action, to do something differently, to let it be imperfect, let it be a little messy, to give yourself permission to be human. We're going to break down the action so that we can discover what needs to happen to make this your reality. So, to begin, the anatomy of an imperfect action, you are going to identify what is the core desired action that you would like to take. So, maybe you heard a whisper that it would be so fun to take a dance class. So, you're going to write down, take a dance class here, right? That's the core desired action you'd like to take. Now we are going to begin to break down the action. What needs to occur for this core desired action to happen? So, if we're using the example of a dance class, let's say you want to take a dance class. What needs to occur for that to be possible? Maybe you need to find a studio. Maybe you need to create an account to sign up for a class. Maybe you need to find a time that goes, schedule your class, block your calendar. If you have kids, maybe you need to make sure you have childcare. And then you want to pick out an outfit that would be comfortable to move in, right? So, all of these things need to occur for it to be possible for you to take that core desired action. So, identify what needs to occur for your core desired action to happen. Then we're going to ask what feels like it's getting in the way, if anything. So, if you feel like there's some sort of block getting in the way of you taking this dance class, what what feels like it's getting in the way? Is it thoughts that you're having, feelings that are coming up for you, fears, beliefs, logistics? Write it all down. What feels like it's getting in the way? And then you are going to go back and revisit the user manual that we created during this series. Revisit your user manual to help you process through these blocks. So you can see how that user manual is so practical. It's going to come in handy all the time for you, right? Once you've identified those blocks, use that user manual to help you to process through and to navigate those blocks. And then from that place, you can ask, what is the first small step that I'm going to take? And when am I going to take it? So, an example might be I'm going to ask my friend where she takes her dance classes, or something along those lines, right? I'm going to ask my friend where she takes her dance classes, or I'm going to read reviews on this dance class that I found, or I'm going to create my login information so that I am able to sign up for a class. So, what is the first small step you're going to take? And when are you going to take it? This is the anatomy of an imperfect action and everything that you need, walking you step by step to get through one of these moments, to process through one of these moments, and to really embody your authentic self, to begin to integrate everything that you have learned about yourself, everything that you've learned about navigating perfection, how to release it, how to find your way out, and how to find your way back home to your authentic self. Thank you so much for joining me for this 4-part series. It has been wonderful to get to share this with you. It's been wonderful to connect with so many of you around your personal experiences as you've been going through this series. And I would absolutely love to hear from you. What imperfect action are you taking? What does this look like in your life? What did you see when you did your authentic self visualization? What whispers are coming through for you? I would love to hear it.